Hello and welcome to the first edition of CTB Tyre Talk, a new series of video podcasts featuring interviews with key personalities from the commercial tyre sector. We will, of course, be talking about truck and bus tyres, agricultural and OTR tyres, but we'll also be talking about more general topics that will be of interest to the commercial tyre community. With that in mind, it's perhaps apt that our first guest on the podcast is a man who always has plenty to say about a wide range of topics, Haarjeev Kandhari, the CEO of the UK's largest independent retailer, Vaculug. Good morning, Haarjeev. It's great to talk to you again, and thanks for agreeing to become our first guest on CTB Tyre Talk.
David, thank you so much for having us. It's always a pleasure to see you again.
Absolutely, likewise. So, look, I wanted to start with a general question about the economy at the moment. The new government in the UK is talking about the need for growth, but there seems to be a general feeling of pessimism at the moment, both in the UK and elsewhere. Is this justified, do you think, or is the overall situation better than it seems? And if so, do business owners just need to get on with things and make the most of the opportunities currently on offer?
So, David, I was reading in the weekend press a couple of weeks ago that we're now at peak pessimism. Apparently, that's a thing now. That's peak pessimism as opposed to peak oil or peak whatever. And it kind of got me thinking that we really need to stop complaining. I mean, the government has many issues, as did the last one and the ones before that. And that's fine. We have inflation, we have global uncertainty, and there's a certain person across the pond that's probably creating a lot of that. But the UK is an amazing country, and governments come and go. And our strengths still lie in finance, our world-class system of rule of law. The 11,000 millionaires that are left, none of them want to go. I mean, unfortunately, they have to because of inheritance tax laws or whatever. But there's still a lot of opportunity in this country. There always will be, right? I mean, I think, unfortunately, people focus a little bit on whining, and we need to rather focus on agility, innovation. Downturns create room for bold moves. In COVID, we hired over 50 people. That was amazing. And so we didn't wait for perfect conditions. We adapted. It paid off. It's getting more difficult to find people to work in factories in the UK. Right? I mean, the government doesn't help with that, but that's another discussion. So I can moan about it, complain about it, whine, go to the government and say, you need to do this, need to do that. No, I'm taking a team of 6 people. We're flying to Italy next month. We're developing with our new manufacturing partners, robotics, AI, that are going to allow our people to work better and more efficiently. So we need less people. And these aren't just buzzwords, right? We've invested our first £1 million already in new equipment. We've got robotics. You've seen the robotics in our factory, and we've got several million that have just been allocated for robotics now. So growth doesn't come from governments. Growth comes from businesses. Growth comes from a mindset and action. And this amazing country has had that in the past. I mean, and it's time to look inward again. It's finding it again. We need to stop forgetting about being entitled. And, let's look at getting, as in when you come into our conference room, there's a big sign that says getting something done. And, you can use the S word to whatever you choose to do. But it's time to move forward with confidence. And I think there's a lot to go in this country. We need to really focus on being great again.
Yeah, absolutely. So putting this into the context of your own business, Vaculug, how has your company done over the last year, and how has the company managed to grow?
So, last year, and I say this because I've checked people and they say, oh, you shouldn't talk about this. And I said, why? It was our best year ever since we bought the business. This has been an amazing year for us last year. And I think people say, oh, yeah, but, you shouldn't say these things and you should be quiet about this. Why? We should shout about it from the rooftops. It's been a great year. Let's tell people about it. Let's be, not very, oh, you need to be British and reserved. No, it's not. We need to tell people it's a great year. We've done very well. 2025 has started even better for us, right? But how have we done this? So we've done it by focusing on technology, but we've done this on focusing on our customers. So we focused to improve their bottom line. That was our focus. Okay, we improved our own. That's great, but it was really a focus on them. So we invested in technology. We integrated advanced data analytics. We have digital tools, optimized fleet management. We've been focusing a lot of that. If you look at our balance sheet, our software on the balance sheet is actually more than our equipment in our 13-acre factory. That's how much we're focusing on, improving predictive maintenance, enhancing tire performance tracking. We have a chap that literally sits there day, and I hope night, focusing on tire performance. He's out there. We have many fleets under test, many tires under test, our own as well as competitors' tires, and tracking all of them. And these innovations are going to allow our customers to maximize tire lifespan, reduce downtime, ultimately lower their operational costs in a sustainable manner, which is our job. And what we do is we put our money where our mouth is, and we provide fixed price contracts. So if we tell you what we can do and we don't do it, we pay. And at the end, we've also focused on service. So in times where companies are cutting service levels, people have gone the other way and cut people, cut jobs, and say, we can't provide you service. Times to change tires have gone from 60 to 90 minutes to, half a day sometimes. We said, forget it. We're going to hire more people. We're not going to worry about the fact that national insurance is going to do this. That will focus on our customer. Hire more people. We put 20 vans in customer premises, and we're providing on-demand service with dedicated people who know the client to provide the right service. And they can then do predictive maintenance. They understand the customer, and that in essence provides better bottom line performance. So we focused on them. We said, you know what? You can say customer is king and all that, and absolutely the customer is king. But if you don't perform well with your own staff in the Vaculug family, they will not perform well with your customers. So we focus on their training, we focus on their quality of life, so they can provide better service. And in the end, we've also said, listen, look, there's inflation. The product costs are going to increase. So we can either kind of buying, single life, cheap Chinese tires or whatever, or we can focus on a better product, which will, yes, enhance costs at the initial outlay level, but the cost per kilometer will come down. And you will, in essence, use the tire longer, so you'll use less of it, and it's better for the environment. And that's what we did. And again, because we put our money where our mouth is, people are taking those tires. And so that's what we're focusing on.
Okay, so let's just talk a bit more generally about the market. What is your view on the prospects for the UK tyre industry going forward, and how can the sector make the most of the opportunities on offer?
So, my family's been in the tyre industry for 4 generations. And in talking to my grandfather when I was a young child, still very young, obviously, but that's a different discussion. I still remember him saying that the tyre industry is, truly circular. And that's not because of retreading, it's because the same challenges and conversations keep resurfacing. We talk about innovation, we talk about sustainability, cost pressures, yet in many ways, we're still facing the same fundamental issues as a decade ago. We don't embrace real change. We don't move forward. If we don't, embrace real change and move forward, we risk going in circles. And we need to drive that progress. So I believe to do that, one of the biggest opportunities lies in demand for sustainable solutions. And I put my money where my mouth is, and I've gone into the sustainability space. This year, one of the biggest conversations we're having is, every fleet operator that we've had has pretty much called us and said, you need to find a way to cut costs. This is your problem, not our problem. And these are significant numbers. We've had one of our customers call us and say, you need to drive £1 million of cost savings in our business or you could leave. And oh, by the way, you need to do that while reducing our carbon footprint and proving to us our carbon footprint is down. And this is all your problem, otherwise you can go. And so we said, okay, that's a great challenge to have. We will do that. And we're going to play that crucial role in this transition. And why? Because retreads are genuinely sustainable. And it's an amazing, industry, because we provide a product that's cheaper than a new tire. It lasts longer than a new tire. 350,000 kilometers is independently tested. And we're genuinely sustainable. We don't have, 4-year-olds, 5-year-old children mining things in the Congo to make our product. So I think that's a really important part of the industry. The next thing I think is technology. I mean, it's digital fleet management tools, predictive analysis, IoT-enabled tires, and the business is transforming, and we need to leverage that data-driven insight and provide that better service. And that's how we're going to improve safety, improve cost savings, etc. And the third thing, obviously, and regulatory changes. The UK pushes for net zero emissions, stricter environmental standards, extended producer responsibility, and this will all have to come through driving innovation. And if you adapt, you'll remain competitive. If not, you won't. But ultimately, the sector has to focus on innovation, has to focus on service, and has to focus on efficiency. That's going to come from collaboration between manufacturers, service providers, fleet operators, etc. And we are committed to driving this transformation in the UK tire sector. We want to work with all the manufacturers, service providers, and really deliver this, which is how we see the future.
Okay, so my next question you part answered in your last answer, but you've been a significantly proactive investor in businesses within the sustainability sector in recent times. So what I wanted to know was a bit more about why that sector was a particular interest to you, how you see moving forward in the future, and what sort of areas within the sustainability sector are you particularly interested in? What areas are you looking to further invest in the future?
So sustainability has been a core focus for me. It's not just as an investor, but I believe in building businesses that create long-term value, but also make a positive impact in the world. I intend, hopefully, to leave these businesses to my children. And to be honest, in today's world, if they're not sustainable, I think my children probably won't even take the businesses. But regardless of that, the sustainability sector presents a unique opportunity that we can address some of the biggest environmental challenges we face, and maybe make a little bit of money on the side. So my interest in the sector is very clear, right? The business has to evolve to remain relevant. The tire industry has very much operated in a linear fashion. So we produce, we use, we discard. But the future is in circularity. I mean, we're round and black, but people forget the round part. And so we've got to minimize waste. We've got to reuse resources, and businesses that have to operate with a lower environmental footprint now. So that's why we're investing in sustainable solutions. We do retread tires. We've invested in green mobility. We've invested in recycling technologies, and we are currently through Vaculug Ventures. I think we have 15 business opportunities that we are evaluating today, and 3 of them are at investment committee stage already, and all are in the sustainability business. So and through this on ground evaluation of businesses, we see the growth potential is amazing. Some of the things that are coming up, some of the ideas that are coming up are phenomenal, and we've got to do it. The shift is there towards electric vehicles, carbon neutral logistics, advanced recycling technologies, everything, and we see this as great investment opportunities.
Okay, well, finally, whenever I speak to you, you always try to convey a positive message about the opportunities that a career in business is giving you. What's your overall message to our viewers about how to get the most out of their roles within the tire industry?
So, I mean, this industry is giving me amazing opportunities. I'm very grateful for this, for Pete, on behalf of me and my family. We're very blessed to be in this industry. But success in any role, and I say this to when I go back to my university, my alma mater, and talk to students there, and it's any role, whether it's tires, whether it's sustainable, whatever it is, it's all down to mindset, right? If you approach your progress with a growth mindset, with curiosity, passion, you're going to find progress, right? The tire industry can be just about rubber and wheels, if that's what you want it to be, or it can be about problem solving, sustainability, technology, customer service. I mean, whatever role you're in, there's always something to innovate, learn. I mean, that's what I've been doing, and that's why I love this industry. Every day I innovate, I learn, and through that make a real impact. I mean, obviously, the most important thing in this industry is adaptability, right? It's changing rapidly. It's electric vehicles coming in. There's a push for sustainability, as we've talked about. There's real advancements in digital fleet management, and you need to embrace change, seek out new ways to add value. Right? I mean, if you're in a technical role, look at automation, look at AI. How is it transforming even maintenance? We're looking at that. Our maintenance team is looking at how to transform the maintenance of our equipment. Some of our equipment's from 1974. I think it's even older than I am. If you're in sales, customer expectations are evolving. We need to really have a different conversation with the customer, not just price, but forget price. It's about how am I going to improve your service methods? How am I going to give you the longest sustainable life of your product? But the most important thing about this industry, and it's why I love it, it's about people, right? And unlike a lot of other industries that are moving just towards zeros and ones in a computer, this business is, and I think will always remain, about people. And the way you then build trust and communicate will determine your long-term success. Now, this business has thrived in relationships. As I said, my family's been in this industry 4 generations, and I've seen firsthand loyalty, integrity, collaboration. They create the opportunities. Just to go beyond the one deal transaction. I mean, my relationship with Hankook Tires, for example, is now 49 years as a family, and we are their 3rd oldest customer in the world. And it's an amazing relationship, the amount of trust that we have with them. With Pirelli or Promethean or whatever, it's nearly 30 years. So and these are relationships that continue to grow, and both are actually now manufacturing partners. So Vaculug actually manufactures the Alpha Tread for Hankook, the Promotech for Promethean. And the other thing is, I think sustainability, obviously, as we've talked about a lot, is another area that presents enormous potential. So, and the tire industry has a unique role to play as that in reducing waste and carbon emissions, etc. But I think, finally, the message to anyone in this industry is very simple. Business is about creating impact. Whether you're developing new technologies, improving service efficiencies, etc., you have the ability to make a difference. And you genuinely do. And this is why I find this business so exciting.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for joining us today, Haarjeev. It's always interesting listening to your views, and we look forward to welcoming you back on this podcast soon.
No, thank you for taking the time with me. I appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you again soon, David. Thank you.